everybody. Konnichiwa. Why is my face stuck? Oh, there we go. Konnichiwa. That was a little weird. I don't know what was going on there. Konnichiwa, everybody. Sorry. Oh, my voice is low. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Give me just a minute. Let me increase the gain on that one. Okay. I was recording some lines that required me to be shouting, so I had lowered the gain on my microphone, which is why it's probably so quiet. But konnichiwa, everybody. I'm so tired. I guess shouting is not the right word. Like belting. I guess that's probably the right word for them. I'm very tired, chat. Sorry for being late. I overslept by a whole bunch. It's an hour. I guess I'm staying up way too late. Just not slept more. I felt bad. Okay. Let me explain what happened. We finished the game at like 1 a.m. my local time, and then what did I do? So right after I finished that, I went to go look at the alternate ending, which is basically just the epilogue that we saw. And then I tried to go to sleep, but I just couldn't because I was thinking about just how, I guess, lame it was. I was thinking about how lame it was from the point of view of the serpent lady to be like, if imagine being born and being a super powerful entity for, you know, thousands of years, long ago, and then you get your butt kicked by some high schooler with you know, a lot of eyeshadow, and like you set it up to be this entire like entity, this really big bad person at the end of the first game, and then right, the power of an angsty teenager, right? So it's just like you spend thousands of years planning your evil plot, and then you even like possess and control a teacher to kill and sacrifice 4 of her students, right? And then in the span of about 3 months, you grow up to be a big powerful naga that just ends up getting stabbed to death by one of the high schoolers, and that was it. I knew the sexy snake lady was involved. I felt kind of bad a little bit. Sounds like every anime plot. It's plot armor, I suppose, but still, chat. I was thinking to myself, like, what would I be doing in this situation? You know, essentially Power Rangers, many D&D adventures. It's always worse from the enemy's point of view, right? So that you gotta like pay attention, be like, all right, you've been working on this for a long time, but yeah. If I forgot to tweet the stream link. Oh, okay. So Chad, let me wait, sorry, my eyes are like really blurred. Foiled by teenager, right? Alright, Chad. Real quick, let me explain something. Talk about, reveal, I don't know, one of those words. Ooh. So, looking at the numbers, the quote mysterious and eerie numbers, right? Capital N, lowercase u, capital M, lowercase p, up and down like that. But so in terms of like the number of viewers who stop by the stream because of the tweets, we find it's actually very small. Going live and tweeting out at this point for us is mostly a formality. It's not like life or death. There's no like company policy being like, all right, Shinri, you have to tweet out when you go live. It's like a nice thing we do as a formality, but in the reality, very few people actually click through the link. Some of the numbers that we have on our side, if a tweet gets about 3,000 to 4,000 people, the suppressing tweets and links, no, that's not true. Not for someone like this. It's based off a very anecdotal study from one social media company that was spamming tweets. Just having links doesn't necessarily do anything. There's no like suppression algorithm. But if a tweet gets like 3,000 impressions, like 3,000 people see it, maybe 10 people will click through the link. So in our experience, the tweet thing is nice. It's a formality that we kind of do, just say like, hey, by the way, we're live. But we find that most people who end up showing up to the streams are already there. Tweet itself doesn't really do much. So it's not like the end of the world if we don't tweet out a going live tweet. Conversion rate is weirdage, normal stream times and dates of fest. Yeah. Hey Altair, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're getting lots of rest. I saw that you were jet lagged last week. Good to see you. Consistent schedule strong. Yeah. The problem is if I keep oversleeping. Hi, I love you. In the airport right now, so I wanted to stop by and say hi. Thanks for stopping by, Altair. Hope you're able to safe flight. I forget when you were stopping by. I think you tweeted out Thursday. Safe flight there. Rest as well. Alright, chat. Today Zatsu, the reason why I put Tiredness forgot to install drivers is because I reformatted my PC over the weekend. I'm kind of glad I did it over the weekend and not during the day that I wanted to. Last time I had like reset a PC was like right before the stream, and I forgot all the drivers and all the to get on there. Why reformat? Because it was like slowing down a bunch. I recently upgraded to Windows 11, and it's just a mess of having my old Windows 10 stuff plus my Windows 11 things and all that. I don't know. It felt like very laggy and chunky. Like whenever I would go to open up my search bar to type in things, it would take like, it wouldn't be that long. It would be like a second, but at this point, it's a second that's noticeable. Does it make sense? Like, I don't know. I think at least, okay, maybe not maybe it's just me. The amount of patience I have for things that load and how long it takes for something to load has dramatically shrunken. It is wild. Windows 11, you're dead to me. It's okay, Altair. In about 7 years, when everyone is forced to switch to Windows 11, you'll understand. Then you is laggy, right? It really is. I don't know why. It just feels weird. This comes from a guy. Windows XP coded. Man, I don't think any of our stuff works on Windows XP though. What was it? This comes from a guy who I used to sit there in front of my computer for maybe 15 minutes. 15 minutes to wait for like images to load on my screen. You know? I would literally sit there and like refresh websites and go like, I don't know, like askjeeves.com back when that was still a thing, you know, and Yahoo was the big one, and oh my god. Annie Blush, thank you so much for the Akasuma. Thank you. I should meet. It's my birthday today. I'm turning 36. I wanted to celebrate with you and all the Koi Panions. I'm happy to be part of the Koi Collective, despite how rowdy we may get in free chat sometimes. I enjoy laughing, crying, and screaming out loud with you in your streams, and proud to call you my Ushi. Can't wait to celebrate your birthday. Ah, thank you, Annie Flash. Thank you, thank you. Thank you with the Yakasuba. And happy birthday! Happy birthday. Congratulations on 36. Congrats. I hope you are able to treat yourself. Spoil yourself also. It's delicious and tasty to eat. It's a celebration. But thank you again. Thank you, thank you. And congrats on surviving another trip around the sun. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Thank you again. It means a lot. Oh my gosh. Wait, where was I? Ooh, yeah, slow internet. Chad, wait, hold up. I think I remember, the Samsung Envy. It was a phone that I used to have. It was like a flip phone, but lengthwise, like a hot dog, not a hamburger. Or a taco. It's like a hot dog. I would browse the internet on mobile phones like that, where things would take forever to load. And I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool because I had like a mobile device that could browse the internet, you know? And like the websites would never load properly. It was completely janky. And then it just absolutely did. There was no cursor, you know? There was no cursor. So what ended up doing was essentially it was like tabbing through a website. You know how when you tab, it like, it will select different hyperlinks on the page? It's like that. You just tabbed through every single one of those the little options, and then you confirm it pressing enter. Because there was no cursor, you couldn't get one, right? But like, I was okay back then browsing things and just, you know, reading stories and newspapers on a small little box about the size of, I don't know, like 15 characters, and then images loading very slowly, one line at a time, pixels. And back then, I used to be like completely fine with that. I was like, all right, this picture's gonna take me, you know, 5 minutes to load, easy peasy, right? But now, it's like, if I press the Windows key and I type in sound to get to my Windows sound settings and it takes half a second too long, I feel the sluggishness. And then I want to flip a table. I'm like, why is this taking so long? Or like when I refresh a page and it's not loading instantly, our cultural patience is shot, right? Impatience is a thing. Oh my god. I'll let you know right now, every single time I go live, so the way that we do it is we hit go live on OBS, and then, or like we hit the start streaming button on OBS, and on YouTube, the little button that says go live stays green, or like start streaming. It's gray, and I have to wait like 10 seconds or so for the data feed to go from OBS into YouTube's servers, and for YouTube to recognize that it is a thing, like a live stream is happening. And then because of like after the 10-second delay, then it lets me, and it is so frustrating, you know. I feel intense rage when I can't switch tabs to alt tab within 0.001 seconds, right? YouTube streaming is kind of jank. Kinda, honestly, yeah, just a little bit. And hello, Misty Sufa, stopping by. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for learning about computers and tech stuff so I can be informed about it as a whole. Tech literacy is good in general. Tech literacy is always good. We degrade again. Windows 11 is too sad. I'm not sure if we can go back. When I reformatted, there was an option to go like roll back, but it did not appear. I don't know if I can go back to Windows 10. I think I'm stuck on Windows 11 now, but I'll make the most of it. Too short of a time and too long to be okay. That's the problem, isn't it? That's really the problem. So like, it's one of those things where if it took a little long, if it took longer, then I would be able to go and like get a, grab a snack and then come back or something like that, or maybe, I don't know, do some stretches. But at this point, like it's in the weird moment where you can't really let it go on its own because you kind of have to sit there. And I think that's the frustrating part, Days, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. Really appreciate it. If you've received one, please enjoy the channel badge. Love to see the hearts. Thank you for all the hearts and the gifted memberships. As someone who keeps 22 tabs open running games, my computer hates me. It's slow. Does Windows 11 have anything new and improved? Not that I can tell. To be completely honest, there's nothing on Windows 10 that I see that is like different in a practical sense that I use every single day, other than the fact that it looks a little bit different. Actually, one thing that I can say, there is this thing called Power Toys, and you can use it on Windows 10 because I used to have it on Windows 10 as well. But Windows Power Toys is actually super, super useful. There's this thing called Fancy Zones where you can customize like little zones that you want your windows to click into. And I've been using that for a long, long time. Yeah, it's called Power Toys. It's kind of a sussy name, but like that's what they called it. But it's like a whole bunch of features in Windows that various developers in Windows have been made and been using, and some of them are like approved and become official features, and others don't become official features. But it's kind of like an experimental playground of various things. But yeah, I would 100%, if you are one of those people who like to arrange their windows into certain locations, like for example, I have a fancy zone that has my Discord that take up like 75% of the screen, and then like a small 25% of it, I have it for my OBS stats, so I can see my Discord and my OBS stats and have them like click into place without like finicking around with the edges of the windows. I don't know what you call those. The edges where you like grab one of the edges and you can like grow them and shrink them, like expand and contract them. Yeah, those. Super handy for running D&D games online. Snap a bunch of windows into specific configs for reference. Yeah, it's really, really nice to have. How else can I watch 4 POVs at once without it? I think there's certain websites and certain services that allow you to do that. I know there's one for Holo Talents. There's like a website that shows you all the currently live or going to be live soon streams, and it's in a nice little format for you to see. To take your Windows 8.1 off soon. I'm sad, chat. Holodecks, yeah, I think that's the one. Mm-hmm. Modern software aesthetics don't always get the grabbable edges clear. That's what I don't like. I miss... when it comes to like grabbable edges, the thing that I miss is the little weird grippy bit in the bottom right hand corner. I used to remember every single window coming out with some kind of a grippy thing. It looked like little dots sometimes, or it looked like little grooves or little lines in the corner that you can go ahead and grab very easily to like modify the dimensions of the window. The visual of the grippy part, right? I missed those. Where did those go? I don't see those anymore. Now everything is all this weird rounded edge corner thing that Apple has like really popularized. It's just everything has round edges now, and it's like, no, give me my sharp edges, my clearly defined borders. I want to be able to move and adjust my windows in an easy way. Notepad has grippy bits. Let me see if Notepad on Windows 11 has grippy bits. No, there are no grippy bits on Windows 11 Notepad. Sad. Everything looks like ooh. I like the rounded. It's novel, is what I'll say. It's nice to see a change and be like, oh, this is cool, right? But then you realize it doesn't really add too much, you know? Stab people at the corners. Thoughts on simplification of company logos? It I don't know. For me, like it's kind of a pro and con kind of thing. I guess having simplified company logos is nice because you can make references to them very easily as like a creator. But I don't know. Like everything becomes very samey. You know. You could be good but lose personality. Yeah. But honestly, I don't know if at this point I don't know if brands really matter or like worry about at least the big ones. You know. I don't think they really matter when it comes to like personality because like Coca-Cola, like it doesn't matter if Coca-Cola has no personality, you know, like it's still one of the biggest marketers out there and advertisement is constantly out there. So I think like they're okay accepting that loss of personality just to have something out there that's modern. And then they overwhelm you with their marketing budget anyway. So now they're just more of that lack of personality, but just thrown in your face everywhere. We can understand why Shinri's ponytail is stabby. He likes it sharp. I like sharp. Sharp is nice. Also, like Linda's short hair, like the spikiness. I don't know. That's cool. I think it's really cool. Easy to keep, maintain. You know. Some different things. The different thing is weird. It's like. Yes, I agree we can do more different things, but at the same time, people do things because they work, and they, like, I don't know, like, there are things that work and things that don't work, and being different for the sake of being different is kind of difficult to do sometimes, and it may be a risk that not everyone is able to take. Remember Sam? She was full of personality. What happened to her anyway? I mean, is this a reference? I don't know which Sam this is. Hello, GTL. Welcome. It's 2:12 p.m. midnight in Indonesia. Ooh. Function greater than style. Unless you're an anime. And then style points are much more important than fashion. Or function, I mean. Oh, Microsoft Sam. Is that one? I forget. Love Sam? I think Samsung lady? Wait, I thought was that her name? Samsung lady? Samsung Sam? Oh, the one, okay, that one. Oh wow. Oh my god. Please remember to turn on save search when you search for her. Yeah, okay, I remember now. That's Sam. Okay. Yeah. I was like, Sam, which Sam? Because there's so many Sams out there, right? Like the Microsoft Sam voice, or like, yeah, make sure safe search is enabled for that one when you go looking for that. Rabbit, hello, Quady. Welcome back. Thank you for re-upping the membership. Busted. No, chat, it's the internet. It was the internet. I remember when it came out, it was apparently like an unreleased, not even official demo. It was someone like making a fan creation of the character. Samsung Sam wasn't an official thing, right? Yeah, designed by another company as a demo thing. And then after it got released out into the internet, they took it for, what's the phrase? The internet took it by storm. It took the internet by storm. And yeah. It was, yeah, it's what? Instant nearby. There is some, I don't know, chat, it's weird. Dudes keeping characters popular even if the company doesn't like it. There was a funny thing. I remember this argument about Rule 34 into Oblivion. Honestly, that's a big problem with a lot of characters. Like, Aaron from Esurance, I think. That's like a specific case of the company mentioning that they didn't want to use Aaron from Esurance anymore. They stopped using her as a brand because of the lewd, because of Rule 34. They actually dropped her entirely, the mascot character for the company, just because the internet wouldn't stop looting the character. Right? Like it's such a strange thing. Like there are some weird, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's a culture, But the Tony the Tiger debacle. Okay, that one was pretty wild. That one was pretty wild too. Meanwhile, Tracer and Diva, yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, at this point, it's not even like people are making Rule 34 for the sake of the initial purpose of lewd fan art, but they're only doing it because it has become a meme in itself, you know? Like, there's a group of people out there who, whenever a new character for anything is introduced, will challenge themselves to be the one to make the first, you know, Rule 34 picture. Like, it's not even the fact that they want to make the lewd picture, it's just the mere fact of being first to be, to make that Rule 34, you know? It's a race, right? It's become its own meme. It's become its own sensation. I don't know, it's weird. I mean, okay, I can understand why, because you still see a lot of that, you know? Like, whenever one of the boys opens up a waiting room, someone always pops in and goes first, you know? They always say first. They want to be first, and it's that kind of like drive to be quick on the draw that even for Rule 34, I think, is the being first meme. I think that itself, combined with Rule 34, is making it a really big thing that, you know, any company putting out a mascot, any character, any game, always there's someone out there who wants to be first, you know? Rabbit, thank you so much for that super chat. Hey Shinri, just wanted to drop by and celebrate with you. Got accepted from a job interview with glowing feedback, so moving to Ireland in 3 months. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. Congrats. Oh wow. I hope it all works out for you. That's a lot of things happening. A new job and moving to Ireland. Ooh. I hope you have a wonderful time and that the transition is not too difficult. Enjoy lots of food there. Enjoy lots of delicious food. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. But yeah, chat, yeah. Okoiri. Hi Pops, it was my birthday the other day and just wanted to say that I'm grateful for all the comfy streams in the warm community. Thank you for repping the membership and happy belated birthday. Congrats on surviving another trip around the sun. Happy belated birthday. Yeah. I don't know, Chad. I wonder. This makes you wonder. Because I have been online on the internet for quite a while now. I've been on the internet for about... When was the very first time I got on the internet? When I was like 7 years old? 6 years old? Talking about lewds, I did some search for Dread Out and there's a surprising lack of them. I just wanted there to be like a really cute picture of Kunti-chan just sitting, like standing there in the corner of the apartment with like, in that like the pose that she normally is, but with like flowers and her cat. I want to see that. But no, I was on the internet for a long time, right? And every single year, like I've never gone a single day, I guess, on the internet without having run across the first kind of meme, you know? So I'm wondering, what if this is like potty jokes? What if this is like butt jokes? What if this is like, you know, the silly toilet humor that we see in, you know, all the ancient carvings and the hieroglyphs and all that, like the Greek like faces where they have like jokes about butts and all that, you know? I wonder if even back then, even long ago in civilization, there was a meme of someone wanting to be first, you know? Like someone built the pyramid, right? And then there must have been some person that went in there and then vandalized it just to be the first person to vandalize, you know, the vandalize the pyramids. Like they go out there with their chisel and their hammer because they, you know, they don't have spray paint, they can't tag, right? So someone like right after they finish building the pyramids, they would like run out there and then find a rock and then just chisel in their name, like go through the effort to hammer in like, I was here first, haha, you know, something like that. Bodhi Bay, Okoidi, thank you for reaping the membership. After months of training, finally achieved the rank of Silver Koi. Thank you, Pops, and the other Koi for good times. Of course. Gimme, thank you for the super chat. Good time zone, Shimmy chat, and good night to me. for stopping by. Good night. Get lots of rest and sweet dreams. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Romans definitely. Oh my gosh. Right? Like imagine just, all those ancient wars that people would have. Like the massive campaign that Genghis Khan started, going from Mongolia all the way over to like the Baltics. And then every single time they would travel into a new region, would they go around and just carve their names in, Or maybe they use, I don't know, bow? It would like fire off a shot into a tree, and on the arrow would be like a sign that says, I was here first. Or something like that, I want to know like all those memes. That's why I'm sad about sites like GeoCities and Angel Fires are gone now. So many memes of the ancient past, right? Back then we didn't really have good internet archiving. So there are a lot of things that are just lost once the servers went down. Funniest part is how they lost to a typhoon twice. On many social media and art sites, yabai art is also seen as a meme or troll for many artists. There's one I've seen on Newgrounds. Artists admit she only did it because there wasn't much of the guys. That's taking power. Using it for your own purposes. That's amazing. I go to give it the super chat. Right? Like, what's that meme? Like, you want it done right, you gotta do it yourself. And then it's the picture of like Thanos getting his like armor on. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do it myself. Zinja. Quitty. Welcome back to the Collective. Thank you for giving the membership. We should carve memes inside caves so future civilizations can see. Oh my gosh. That actually... Okay, chat, that actually reminds me of something. Lexus Haki, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you. Okay, let's... Hello, Hakitos. Welcome, Hakka. Thank you for the raid. Hello, Hakitos. We'll wait for everyone from the raid to come in and settle down, and then I'll explain the thought I had. Hello, Hakitos. Welcome. Hakito raid. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by, Hakka. Welcome. Have some strawberries. Aw, thank you. Thank you for the strawberries. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by, Akitos. Thank you for stopping by, Hakka. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Right, chat. So, the thought I had. There's one thing that I was thinking about for a while, and I'm not sure what the correct solution, if there is any, or if this even needs a solution, is. The thing that I was thinking about is, with so much of the world, with so much of online communication nowadays taking place on Discord, where is the archives? I ask, where's the archives? Because I used to be part of like an open forum culture. I think like Kibi boards or something like that. There's like I used to grow up in a time when everyone used forums, when everyone used threads, when everyone reply posts, right? And the number one thing that I would always be mad at would be whenever someone has a question and it's like, oh, I'm trying to run this program, it has this issue, and I can't find a solution to it. And then someone says, I'll DM you the answer, or I'll private message you the answer, or someone responds like, oh, I figured it out, and they don't respond, or they don't reply or edit their post with the solution, like, oh, I think that's really frustrating. Okay, but then the thing nowadays is almost every single like fandom, almost every single community, almost every single group out there has a Discord. Reddit is the more modern form of technically Discord. The thing I don't like about Discord is that you need to be in the server, and it's nigh impossible to search. If you've been in an active Discord for at least 3 months, everything that took place in the first month is gone. You're not going to be able to search for it, and the way to search for it is so clunky that you might as well not try, because you would spend so much more effort trying to search through the UI than it is than the amount of time it would take you to just research the stuff online, keeping information. That's the thing though. Like, imagine how many conversations are going on right now. Imagine how many amazing ideas, wonderful stories, and like just the connections people make with each other on Discord right now, you know? And then realize that all of these connections, all these conversations, all this dialogue is taking place in a way that you can't see. If you don't understand or know that a Discord for something exists, for all intents and purposes, that might as well not exist to your internet. To your experience in the open internet, it doesn't exist, because unless you're in the Discord server itself, it doesn't matter, you know? Whereas if you have, say, open forums, you know, even at least with Reddit, you can search, even though the search is terrible. You can go ahead to Google and be like, all right, I want you to only search the Reddit website for, you know, a solution to this problem, or maybe a troubleshooting issue, or, you know, something very specific. You can search for that because it's open out there. But a lot of it now is just behind Discord. And if you don't know, if you're not in the servers, that information's gone, you know? Yeah, dude, I wish Twitter was more of a communal tool at some point. It feels very close to that too, yeah. I don't know, there's something about algorithms where it gets you what you want and it puts you with people that are very similar-minded and like-minded. But at some point, it does it way too much. It does it way too good that it keeps you in your own little bubble, you know? Public forums used to be more friendly back in the day, though. That's true, yeah. I think the good things are more towards socializing aspects. The thing that I'm worried about is it's not really the socializing part. It's just the archive part, you know? Like, for example, it's fun to go back in, say, like internet history and review some things and see how different posts are made, you know? The Neopets forums were lit. Also, someone in Reddit specified the same specific issue as me providing a solution, right? It's a way to share knowledge, even if it is in little bits and pieces and extremely asynchronously. So someone might have a problem that you have, but maybe they had it 7 years ago, you know? But because they have a post on the internet that you can search, you can go back to it and get the solution that you need. But nowadays, you can't search Discords, you know? Like, if you have this one issue with the of some, you know, third-party program, and the answer exists on someone's Discord, but you don't know how to search that Discord because you don't know it exists, then it's a lot more difficult, you know? I think extrapolated out into like a bigger picture thing, there was this one thought about how, you know how humans have been like sending out radio waves with like our TV shows and our radio shows and just, you know, television in general, making a lot of noise in the universe. But then as our society improves its technology, it becomes less about emitting waves just outside, around, all over the place. But instead becomes very like grounded cables and, you know, fiber optics and all that, where it's not really sent out into space. So all the information is contained on planet Earth. And what happens is the planet effectively goes quiet, you know? So we're not emitting radio signals out into space. We're not emitting television signals out into space anymore. The planet isn't making noise. And there was one theory that the reason why the internet, or the universe, I mean, is so quiet is because every single civilization goes through these kind of like cultural evolutionary, technologically evolutionary periods where they go ahead and, you know, create all this Wi-Fi signal, but then as they develop, they become more and more insulated. And a lot of the information stays on the planet as opposed to, you know, being flung out into space. Right? So if we all, like, for example, let's say that we stopped emitting radio signals because everything is now on fiber, and we have all those satellites around in Earth orbit that bounce signals back and forth between the planet and the orbit, right? And we're not sending any more signals out. How would anyone else outside there in the wide universe find us if we're not sending signals out anymore? A lot of radiation in space that can mess with signals. Exactly, right? think aliens already know we're too cringe. Yeah, honestly, that's yeah. Prefer the dead space theory where civilization regulated scale by planetary mass aliens coming out of hibernation. I'm not sure about that. And if it is, then like, can we pick up the pace on that? Can we like go out to the aliens and be like, all right, guys, chop chop, let's hurry up, just raise down the entire planet, so we can green and efficient, not to send trash into space. And once we stop sending trash into space, then you know what is the lasting legacy, you know? They know about the aliens, lovers among us. What if the aliens are cute, chat? What, are they dateable? Could it be possible that the aliens found a way to have wireless data transfer that can't be detected by humans yet? That too. Although, I'm not really sure. There's like a big variety, like, word brother, preach it. Hakka understands. Hakka understands. I remember a meme showing aliens and how they look like anime characters. Okay, here's the thing. If we're gonna be dating aliens, I want them to be aliens. I don't want them to be like humans. I don't want them to be like just, you know, a shirtless guy, but he has like long ears, you know? Like, I don't want it to be that simple, right? I want them to be like actual aliens. I think aliens hit differently, right? Like xenomorphs? I mean, I'm sure you could get freaky with a xenomorph, right? We're dating sloppy slime monsters with 8 arms. I'm just saying, like, you might as well, right? You might as well go all the way. The mouth within the mouth. I mean, okay, let's be honest. The mouth and within the mouth thing would be pretty cool. Lots of sharp teeth, but I'm sure there's a way you can get around it, you know? I want aliens like mind flayers. I've seen a lot of art featuring mind flayers. Okay, wait, chat. What is it? Wait, okay, hold up. Before, let me explain the context of the mind flayer art. Okay, I was looking up Lovecraftian horror. No, not that kind of, not that kind of sussy art with mind flayers, chat. Not that one. Okay, I only ask because like 2 weeks ago, I think. 2 weeks ago, there was a sale on Steam for Lovecraftian horror games, right? No, not Mind Flayer Rule 34, not that. No, it was Lovecraft horror games, right? And I was trying to figure out the difference between, what is the difference between, let's say, like an entity like Cthulhu and a Mind Flayer? You know? Like, is it rude to compare Cthulhu with Mind Flayers? Like, are they different species, entities? Like, what is the difference? Because they still have the general shape of it, you know? Like, are they in the same sense like birds, you know, like Darwin's finches? Like, they're all finches, but some of them have really big beaks because they're designed to break nuts. Others have very small beaks because they're designed to eat insects. Like, is it like that, you know? Cthulhu is an entity, Mind Flayers are a species, but like, they've got to be this similar, right? Like, they have to be there's got to be some parallel, which is why they share so many biological similarities, right? Banger, Zatsu. Thank you for the super chats on the video. Thank you. Mind flayers are students of the art of Cthulhu who get their appearance. So are they, like, but they can't be humans though, because their biology is completely different, you know? This is why God has abandoned us and aliens won't visit us. Cthulhu is thick, Mind Flayers are not. A lot of the fan art that I've seen of Cthulhu is only of like chest and up, because it's implied that the rest of the body of Cthulhu is located underneath the oceans and you can't see it. And since he usually appears during storms, or he generates, they, I don't know. What are Cthulhu's pronouns? I'm not sure. I'll just refer to them as they. Luna, thank you for re-upping the membership, Okoidi. But I love humanoid aliens that look I like to know from Final Fantasy VII. Nice. Thank you so much for re-upping the membership. Yeah, Cthulhu, like, they generate the storm, right? They don't just appear when it's all sunny. Wait, chat, do you think Cthulhu might be a little tsun? like Zinzin, like think about it. Cthulhu doesn't appear on a bright, cloudy day where you can see them completely clearly, right? Whenever Cthulhu appears in front of, say, example, a sailing vessel, right? Like a boat, right? They always create a storm around them. So it's very difficult to make Cthulhu out. Like, it's hard to find all the features and details of Cthulhu. Are they like a little shy about, maybe they have a little bit of body dysmorphia. So they create the storm, so it makes it difficult to properly discern Cthulhu's actual appearance, Couldn't that be Yandere too? Right? Yeah. And then straight up Yandere, is the part where if you gaze upon the body of Cthulhu, you go mad. Is that something of their choice, or is it something that they added on their own? I think they're just shy. It feels like a lot of entities are shy because they only appear in certain locations and are only spotted by a few times. And they're not like out there in public, right? Stop the Moa beam, this has gone too far. EYOF, bring your own fog. Imagine if you had, oh my gosh. Like, how would you do this? I'm trying to think of a scenario where you would have a boat out there being like, oh no, I'm a helpless seafaring vessel. It would be a shame if some pretty big eldritch horror came up and took me away to their home. Oh no, something like that. But you have like a carrier, like a fighter carrier, a couple of miles away. And then when they show up and they start creating the fog, you send all the planes out with helicopters to blow away the fog. And there's only so much, smoke and fog you can make, right? So you go and you blow away all the fog, and then Cthulhu's there, completely naked? Would it be naked? Does Cthulhu wear clothes? I don't know if Cthulhu wears clothes. Do they make it in their size? Astroloman, thank you for re-upping the membership. Akwedi, never stop cooking. Thank you for re-upping the membership. Pretty sure they're naked. Is that why? Is that why they only hide in water? They hide under chest high water, so they won't be able to see anything down below. Cthulhu wears a cardigan and drinks Starbucks. Maybe the fog is their clothes. Oh, really cool. If he did wear clothing, where would it be made of? Worshippers? It would be, I don't know, like all the art that I've seen makes it, oh my gosh. That's right. Almost all the art I've seen of Cthulhu wearing clothing, it's almost rags and robes. They love robes. They force all the acolytes to wear a robe. They really need to get up with the times. Like, come on. Robes are way too cultish, Don't do robes. Do something like, I don't know, Best Buy. Get those blue khaki, the brown khakis and a blue polo shirt. Like, there you go. Stop being so cult-like. Just do something very generic, They have a built-in sensor bar. Thank you for the Zimmer Chat Hip Pray. Okay, chat, imagine that. Imagine a cult. Jake from State Farm. There you go. Khakis. Right? No more robes. No more tattered rags. None of that stuff, right? Khakis. Right? Everyone wears khakis. And they have a nice little button-up shirt. Imagine that. Imagine it's Cult of Cthulhu, but with, a modern outfit that's easy to wash, doesn't cost extra, because do you know how, robes are absolutely comfy, yes, but have you sent over that many robes to a company to wash them? Like, the last time I worked at a restaurant, we had all the aprons, all the clothing that we would wear, the uniforms, we never washed them in-house. We would always outsource that to a laundry service, a third-party service. So what we would do is every 2 days, I think, we would toss them into these big bags and then send the bags off to a third-party like a laundromat, and then they would just wash the outfits there and then send them back to us, right? And honestly, like the aprons weren't that thick. They were pretty low quality aprons and all that. But like, imagine doing that with robes. Because like every single robe is super thick and super dense, right? So like washing them is already gonna be bad. If you have a cult with, let's say, 5,000 followers, that's gonna be a lot of money. Like you can't really outsource that to a business unless they're very specialized in doing laundry for cults, you know? Don't the robes wash themselves in the ocean? No, because then the salt builds up on them and you have to get rid of all the algae growth, and like every now and then you have to get rid of all the coral and the little like the little mussels, you know? Gotta get rid of those, gotta clear it out, right? Just have them wash their own robes? I don't know if that's... But then you need an inspection for that, you know? Days, thank you for the super chat. Reminded of a game I wanted to recommend called Sucker for Love. First date. Dating Eldritch horrors. So basically your dream come true. I think I've seen some art of it. The main character is really cute. She's really pretty. Thank you for the super chat. And not that thank you for the super chat. I worked at a diner. Dish duty sucked. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, dish duty does suck. I'm just saying, chat, if we take all these things and add a little bit of realism to them, right? Like, for example, in Resident Evil 4, all those cultists with the robes, where are they washing the robes? And if they're not washing the robes, think about it. Think about how nasty it must smell, you know? Also, we know that if you shoot them and you kill the cultists, right, and they fall down to the ground, they die, they just dissolve. So they have to be very special robes that are like tied to the lifespan of the wearer, and if the wearer dies, they also have to dissolve. But then think about how you import more of those, right? Like, hey, welcome to the cult. Here's a virus a parasite that we're going to inject in you, but you can't actually join us for the cult yet because we're waiting on the back order of all the robes, which we didn't get washed properly because, you know, it's taking a time. They have bigger things to worry about. No, it's important. You have to be uniform. You have to be able to show off that you're all part of the cult, you know? So everyone needs to be assigned those necklaces. Everyone needs to have those rings. Maybe the rodent skin, too real, right? Living robes, exactly. Made of mycelium or something so it's attached to their bodies. But then they have to grow it out, you know? Like, there have to be a way to be like, they're growing the mold. It has to grow in a very certain way. Like, what if there's someone out there that's like trimming the mold to look like the robes? And then you have to have someone inspect them too, because what if someone wants, say, for example, like really cool fungus that glows in the dark, and like, I want to add a little bit of personality to my robe, and they put badges and pins on it. You know? They can't have individualism. They need to be part of the cult. So someone has to go there and inspect every single one's robes and be all like, you there, your robe is not clean, it's not up to our standards, you gotta go wash it or take those pins off, you know? Things like that. You want the cult looking frumpy? Exactly. You want it, can't be frumpy. You know? If we're gonna take over the world, there needs to be some kind of order to it. Sorry, I was like sneezing there. Capitalism and efficiency, the true Eldritch God and cargo cult. And to become a professional inspector. Man. Smell could be a big part to encourage unity though. It would have to be the same kind of smell. You know, like everyone needs the smell of rotting corpses and dilapidated buildings. You know, like there needs to be a uniform kind of smell. Bless you. Thank you. Disposable lab coats, there must be disposable robes. I don't think I've seen disposable lab coats. I've seen like one-use lab coats, but they always go wash them. I'm not sure about disposable. Unless they're regulated to boss fight material, they can be unique. That's true. If you're a boss, then you're allowed to have a different outfit and different uniform, you know? Disposable lab coats? Are they disposable in that you threw them away or like you wash them afterwards? Because in my experience, there's only like a receptacle. You collect them and you wash them later. patience to handle a smell could be considered as unity. Ah. This is true though, because we don't see shower. There's no facilities for a shower. So they all kind of smell funny. And like, it's all part of like the cult experience. You all have to like not shower and be gross. Ugh. I don't know, Chad. Maybe it's a defense tool, you know? Shouldn't you be presenting these to your senpai, the priests of the ancient ones? Hey, there are showers here in the guild hall and guild tempus. They're musk. Ugh. Weird smell. I don't know. Less of a lab coat, more of like a poncho. Oh, those ponchos. Okay, that makes some more sense. Magni's cults, right? After dealing with the week of not showering, it's hell. I would not live. Yeah, I can't do that. Not showering for a long time is weird. I can feel the gunkiness on my skin. It's weird. When are we officially establishing the Koiletsu cult? I don't know if we can say we're a cult. Are we a cult, Chad? Would we define this as a cult? Idea: Nurgle cult officer checks your robe ASMR. Wait, what's a Nurgle? I don't know what a Nurgle is. Nurgle cult officer? What's a Nurgle cult? Cult? Ooh. I don't know what this is. No cult, please? Yes, maybe. No. Koi. Hoppa Nurgle. It's like an encyclopedia. It's like I'm seeing like very ancient hieroglyphs and cave drawings. A coiled? That doesn't roll off the tongue very well. For legal reasons, this is not a cult. Oh, it's a Warhammer god. Okay, let me specify that. Ah, he's a chunky boy. Aw. He looks really happy. Look at that smile. Oh, this is really big. Is it? Does he ride into battle on a chair? It looks like a chair. He's like being carried by like a whole bunch of them. Very chunky. Oh, like a very gangrenous Santa Claus is how I'm seeing it. Or not Santa Claus. What's the one? The one with the horns. Not Santa. Oh gosh, it's a... I forget. My brain's not working. I'm gonna pour more coffee real quick. Krampus, there we go. Yeah, Krampus. Like a very green, gangrenous Krampus, right? Those are the vibes I'm getting from it. Grandfather Nurgle is such a happy lad. He looks really happy. Every single picture that I see is of Nurgle smiling. Oh, wait. Whoa. Whoa. No, I clicked the thing and then... Okay, good. It didn't come through. Oh my gosh. I clicked the thing and then it started autoplay and I was like freaking out because I was worried about copyright, but it didn't hear it. Yeah. Oh, Nurgle loves all life. Unfortunately, that also includes the millions of bacteria infesting you. Truly an equal opportunity yes. Loves all of his worshippers by granting them every single disease possible. So cool. That is really cool. So do they like make more? Like does Nurgle come out every now and then and be like, hey boys, check this new one I made for you all. Here, have it. I made this for you. And then like they would make more like new unique diseases that doesn't exist anymore. That's really sweet. Oh my gosh. New disease just dropped. Oh, it's really sweet. Oh. Wake up, babe. New disease just dropped. That's exactly what he does. Oh, it's really cute. Like, you wouldn't imagine someone being a cult leader would be like, oh, you know, I'm lazy. I'm going to let everyone else do my dirty work. And then, you know, you all serve me and this and that, right? But then to be the cult leader and also go out of your way to make new diseases for your followers? Come on, like what kind of a cult leader puts in that kind of effort and work? Like, that's dedication. That's really nice. Always brewing new plagues and diseases, right? Experimenting for the best of their cult leaders, the cult members, you know? The cult leader serves us, right? Yeah, that's so sweet. Great dude in some depictions, at least. One who really cares. Shinri being unhinged. I'm just saying, I would love to have a boss who would think about me all the time, enough that they would put in the effort to perform research and come up with new diseases and be all like, hey, I was thinking about you. I made this for you. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it. You know, that's really sweet. Will it kill me? Maybe. If it does, not my problem anymore, right? But it's the thought, Chad. It's the thought that makes it very sweet and wholesome. You know? Like, aw, you thought about me? When you're making this disease, what does it do? Is my skin to slow off? Oh my gosh. You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. But it's still sweet, you know? Like, you could have been there like all the other cult leaders, lazing around in your yacht and, you know, drinking and eating all the foods and, you know, burning all the newspapers and magazines from outside because we can't have outsider information coming into the cult and all that, right? But still, you know, it is the thought that counts. I know you're deficient in vitamin D at the moment. It's really going to hamper you, X. I'm just saying, it'd be nice to have a boss that cares. I think the unknown disease spread to his brain. Ooh. Starting to realize that each Vanguard represents a chaos god. Really? Oh my god. Imagine. Okay, I'm just gonna say this as a thought. Please don't actually take this as an obligation, alright? But you know how a lot of the HoloLive like talents have their fan games that the fan community have made? If there were to be a fan game of mine, I want it to be a horror game where it's me like shooting out moe beams out of my eyeballs and turning everything cute and trying to find lore. But like, the way that I would find and discover lore is by killing someone and ripping their body apart and trying to find pieces of lore inside their bodies. Okay? So you have to run around. Everything is turning super cute, but also dying. Because it's like you're trying to run away from me. You know, like you are lore. You know? And then it's me hunting you down. I think that kind of a horror game would be pretty fun. You know? Shinri was the villain all along. No, it's a matter of perspective, right? Point of view, you are lore, right? It's like backrooms, oh my god, right? It's like the backrooms, but every now and then you'll hear just me rumbling. Like the monsters in the background. I don't know. Okay, so I have two things. One, side note, I really enjoyed the idea of the backrooms without monsters, because that's what the original intent of the backrooms was supposed to be. Just a maze you get lost in for eternity. But yeah. And nowadays, the backrooms have become much more popular in the sense of like there's monsters and there's like an objective in there, which I guess is okay. It's like a horror game that's themed after the backrooms, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But much better sans monsters, exactly. But nowadays, I think like people have kind of taken their own spin on the backrooms. But like, imagine that you're wandering around the complex, let's say, right? Exactly, a wheeze or a pop, you know? Like you're wandering around and then around the corner you hear. Like that. Like, you know, the clicking noises that the alien makes? And like in the movie, you're watching it from the point of view of the Marines, right? And you're walking around and then you hear that little clicking noise. You're like, it's that, but it's me. So every now and then you'll be wandering around, and from around the corner you hear, and then you'll know I'm nearby and I'm looking for lore. And then when I'm chasing you, when there's like a chase sequence, it's me just wheezing and laughing as I chase you down. Turning comfy into traumatic and vice versa. Classic Shinri. Yeah. I think that'd be really cool. Really, like, cute and cool at the same time, you know? If scary, why cute? Exactly. I want to see also, like let's say you see everything in a regular view, right? Like everything, I think it'd be really cool to adjust what you see on, like in terms of gameplay, right? Like for example, in Eve, the RPG Maker horror game from 2012, Eve, there's a scene where you enter a room and the room is filled with these really cute plushies of bunnies and a giant picture of a bunny. And Eve is like, oh, these are really cute. And then Mary is like, aren't these adorable? They're really cute. And I want to share them with you, right? But then you go back and then you see it from Gary's point of view and you realize they're not bunnies. They're really eerie looking dolls that are not cute, right? Exactly, the dolls, right? But you see it from two different perspectives, right? I want something like that. Like you build a map. The map is super cute. There are these little, like, you know, cute, adorable animals and like, you know, anime. We'll just make it anime, right? So you go through the map and you realize, oh, it's really cute and pretty. But then you go back once more with a different perspective and you realize it's not actually cute. You were just tricked into seeing something that was cute, but the reality is much more grim. You know? Matthew, the Rice Seeker, thank you so much for the super chat. Sounds like gameplay for Doom TBH. You can read the lore from their entrails, which the Chaos God do you think represents HQ member. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know enough about Hammer 40k lore to know enough about the gods. I apologize. I don't know enough to be able to say that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Reminds you of Meet the Pyro. Exactly. Remoe Arc lore. Oh my gosh. It would make sense if you walked into the rooms and it was really cute and then it becomes horror afterwards, right? That's the general, like, everything is cute and then it becomes scary. That's kind of like expected. But I think it'd be a lot more interesting if it started horror and then became cute. You know? Like, for example, let's say there is a mechanic where you have to go pick up a key. But the way you do that is to shove your hand through the chest of a corpse. And then you have to pull out the key from inside the corpse with the sound effects and all, right? And that's kind of how you're introduced to the interactivity of picking up an item in the game. You have to bend down over and then reach into the chest of a corpse, pull an item out, right? And then halfway through the game, it changes. So instead of a mangled, bloodied corpse, instead it's a very cute, fuzzy bunny. The action, the animation of you putting your hand into the body and pulling out the item is the same, but the object now in your visual is not a corpse, but it's a cute bunny. So from your point of view, it's really cute. And you're like, oh, it's really sweet. But then your hand goes through the bunny and then rips out the item from the inside of it. I want it to flip, you know? That's what I want. I want that flip of everything's horror and then it becomes cute, but the cuteness is only a skin on top of the game, you know? You still realize, oh, that's not actually a bunny, that's still a corpse, and I'm still putting my hand inside a corpse. Like, I want that kind of little uncomfortableness in the player's mind when they're doing that. I swear there's an anime like this. I'm pretty sure there is. I remember a game that's similar to this. I just forgot the name. No. If you remember, throw down chat. The plot twist, right? Like the beginning of We Happy Few. Oh yeah, We Happy Few does that very well, right? Oh, that one does it very well. Yeah. Something like that. Can we Moet beam the internet? Question mark. Are you back? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Apologies for that. Sorry, chat. I think we're back. Hang on. Since it just happened right now, I want to go see if I can figure out upload current log file. Let me see if there's anything that OBS says. It might just end up being end up being like a network issue that I can't do anything about, fortunately. Ooh, that was a weird sound. Alright. Hello chat. Sorry about the internet cutting out. Drivers installed successfully. Be happy if it was one else thinking of. Yeah, I think I've seen parts of it. I have not played it myself, and I don't know if I want to play it. I've been told that We Happy Few is like 12 hours long. It's very, very long, so I don't know. I might not play it, but I've seen parts of it. Need to buy more internets. Dual ISP when? I wish, chat. The anime Kakko Kurashi School Live is like that with a cutesy point of view. It's the first one, right? The very first episode before they turn the reveal. And like there are parts of the first episode where like everything seems, it's all cute and sweet, but then like you realize, wait a minute, like a few of the windows are boarded up, or there's this one corridor where they have a whole bunch of furniture like blocking the road. Oh man. Yeah, it's in the very first episode. It has the twist is in the very first episode. The facade falls a little, right? Oh my gosh, that's what I want. That's what I want, Chad. I want a game where it's like super cute, but then like as you pay attention to it, you're like, wait a minute. Why is it like that? You know? What's the longest game if you played it 12 hours is long? Oh, no. It's not the fact that 12 hours is long. It's that when it comes to streaming, because I like to voice out all the dialogue in my games, it usually ends up doubling the length of the game. So a 1 hour game, or a game that's supposed to be about 1 hour or so, ends up becoming closer to 2 hours for me because I have to read out loud all the dialogue. And it's very easy for me to just kind of speed through all the lore, but I really enjoy reading out the lore for everyone to read and follow along with. I think Wonder Egg Priority is like that from what I've heard. I saw it, I thought it was very cute. I don't know, the blue hair and the yellow poncho, I thought that was cute, the design, but I've actually never watched it. I have a lot of animes on my backlog. I want to go watch Suzume. I have not seen it. I hear so much about it, but I have not seen Suzume yet. I want to see it. GG, Koidi, thank you for re-upping the membership. I think the game E-version would be up your alley. It switches between scary and cute in an interesting way. Ooh. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you. Thank you for re-upping the membership. I'll have to go check it out. Yeah. Suzume is very good. I want to see, Chad. Are we crashing again? Oh no, not again. Wow. Are we back, Chad? It's stuttery. OBS is saying it's fine on my end right now. Oh no, there it goes. Oh. I was saying that OBS looked good on my end, and then it immediately died. Sag. Aw, man. No. I'm so sad, chat. Hello, chat. Are we there? Don't know if it's. Excuse me. No, yeah, this is completely gone. It's completely gone now. Oh, wait, is it back? Is it gone? No, it's gone again. And it's back. And it's gone. 30% dropped frames. Oh my god. We back? Hello, chat. Hello. Man, I'm so sorry, chat. It's going wild. I don't know what's happening to it. I can tweet out the picture that I've sent. I just took of my OBS. Let me see. Wait, I have to upload these pictures. Okay. I'll send them out on the tweet. I'll see. Very jittery. I'm so sorry, chat. Okay. See if I can get this to work. Ignore the fact that I am these. Ow. Ignore the fact that these pictures are different angles. I took them at different times. They just kind of like jumped around. And then here, I'll just tweet it out. I'm so sorry, chat. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. All right. Network internet, please. All right, there we go. I went ahead and tweeted it out. My OBS is flickering rapidly in the red between those two, and I have no idea what's happening. Yeah, it's bad. It's going from uploading just 351 kilobits per second all the way to 23 megabits per second, which I'm surprised because I can't actually upload that fast. So yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I'm so sorry, chat. Where was I? I forget. I completely lost track of my time. Or my thought. Must be the curse of Cthulhu. It's like, how dare you make me cute? And then I'll just be like, do you feel bonita? Do you feel bonita, Cthulhu? Right? Cute anime but scary. Gosh, I love that aesthetic. Cute anime but scary is, I think, peak aesthetic. It's done to death, I will admit. But it is so cute, chat. I love it. It's, oh my god. I don't know, chat. By the way, I guess before the internet, at the risk of the internet crashing again, I'll just go ahead and make a quick little announcement. Next week will be, chat, you know how there is going to be Golden Week, next week, or, in Japan, right? Are you pregante? Yes, I am a pregante. Okay, so you know how there's Golden Week. So because of Golden Week, Mana-chan won't be able to approve any games. They won't be in the office anymore, so we won't be able to get any games approved, which is why for next week, just to be safe, we're going to be only playing a couple. Oh no, are you kidding me? It died just now? Oh my god, are you kidding me? No, it just died again. Are we back, chat? Hello? Hello, chat. Okay, I think we're back. Hello, everybody. Apologies. Okay, here, I'll get up the announcement real quick. All right, so since everyone knows that next week is Golden Week, that also means that none of the Manachans and Manasans will be at the office next week, which means for us, we can't get any approvals for any new games coming out this during that week because they just won't be in the office. So they will not be working on permissions for any games. So we can't do any new games coming up, which is why for next week and maybe the week afterwards, because we do have to put in requests about a week early just to get it all cleared, what we'll end up doing is playing through some of the other older games that we already have perms for. So I'll be going through the list of all the game recommendations that the Kois have put in and that we have already gotten cleared. The Valorant streams every day. It'll just be Valorant or Fortnite, and Minecraft will just bounce between those three. But yeah, so next week will probably just be a whole bunch of very short throwaway games that we've gotten permissions for that I have not been able to find the time to fit in. But they will all be kind of older games that we've already seen, just to make sure that we don't, cause any issues for Mana-chan and Mana-san when they're all outside. So that's what we'll be doing. I have a few games right now that are on deck, I guess. It's like on standby. We have dredge perms, right? Yes, we do have dredge perms. No Mana-san supervising Shinri. No, they will be supervising. They will be. But it'll be a couple of games that the other towns have already played. It won't be any new ones, is what the big thing is. So like, for example, Employee of the Month was a really fun new game that we had gotten the permissions for. It won't be like that. So keep your eye out for that. Next, I do want to go through like a month of just really funny one-off indie games. Okay, this one requires a bit of context. I feel like I'm a little bit worried that I've been streaming the same games for too long, and because of how slow I go through the games, they end up taking multiple sessions. And for me, if they end up going more than 2 or 3 streams, they enter the realm of very long games. So games like A Space for the Unbound, Night in the Woods, Resident Evil, if they go beyond 3 streams, I feel like it's a bit too much. So I want to change it up a bit, so we'll be doing a lot more shorter games, and we'll try to see if we can get just a big variety of one-shots through. But I'll continue to take recommendations and any suggestions from chat. But the thing is, the recommendations, please, I would request that they be kept lower than, say, 6 hours, lower than 6, 7, 8 hours in terms of average time to beat, because I can fit those into about 3 streams. But if it goes more than 3 streams, it just becomes too, I don't know, I worry that it becomes too samey, because it's almost a month worth of streams. It means no honey pop. I love taking multiple streams equals deeper story, but I understand the concern. The problem there is that if I play a very story-based game, it ends up becoming a almost obligation. And I don't want that feeling to be there for my streams. I don't want, like say a Koi to watch part 1, and then maybe they get busy on part 2. And then the 3rd week they come back and it's like, well, I missed the story of part 2, and now I'm going to be kind of lost. And I know some Kois don't want to be asking in chat constantly, like, oh, like I wasn't here for the last stream, can someone catch me up? And it's hard to like summarize everything in chat. So I don't want that to be a pressure on anyone who watches, which is why I do want to try to keep it less than 3 streams. So something very, very short, Sequential stuff is tricky. Yeah, I don't want to end up being like, hey, welcome to part 17 out of 54 of my Persona 5 playthrough, where we go for every single ending, I don't want to end up doing something like that. Part 17 out of 50, or like, I don't know how many, whoever knows how long, or like, we're gonna finish all of Skyrim. Welcome to episode 397. of Skyrim where we complete every single side quest, right? So maybe in the future, once it kind of like settle down. But at this point, I still feel like I want to get more games out there in general. But yeah, Skyrim took me 150 hours. Oh my gosh, to do every side quest. It might take me close to like 300 hours for me. It might be 300 hours because I just double it. I have to read everything out loud, chat. Coffee Talk? I think Coffee Talk is approved. I think we do have perms for Coffee Talk. If your VOD is longer than 3 hours, it's competing with pretty much everything, and that's kind of useless. That's the big thing, right? Even though the VODs do exist, yes, asking someone to commit to a 3-hour, 5-hour, or even like last night for Dread Out 2, even asking someone to commit to a 6-hour VOD, I don't know. Because in that 6 hours, like, let's say Bettel or Hakka do a gorilla stream, right? I would encourage you guys to go watch their gorilla streams instead of rewatching a VOD that's like 6 hours long, you know? Because I feel like that's a lot more exciting and important because it's that shared community, yes? More organic, not necessarily organic, but mostly just you're there and actively part of the community, watching people play and watching the rest of the community there with you, you know? Because like what is something Are you back? OBS is green, but then at the same time it's been cutting out in and out when it's green, so I don't know. Hello, chat. Apologies for all the cutouts. One day. I've been thinking, like, is it really worth saving up for VR when I could be saving money to move out and get out of here? Because VR is pretty expensive. I would like to do fun things in VR, but at the same time, I think maybe the money is better spent saving up to move out. I think a lot of things like that I want to do. Move out first, save money. Yeah, we may have to put a pin on the VR thing for a while. Save up to move first on the VR. Yeah. It'll still be a few months. But yeah, we'll see. VR aren't. Xbox Connect Gmod. I don't know. Do they even sell Xbox Connects anymore, Chad? Moving to a virtual home. Oh, I wish. Just isekai me into a video game, please. I will. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Chad. Is there a truck-kun Ginjika? Is there a truck-kun Ginjika? I just had a thought, like, what if there was a truck-kun, a Ginjika, right? Like an anime version of truck-kun, right? And there's Truck-chan, we'll have both of them, right? And like, you can have Truck-chan. Yeah, MVs, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Small contribution towards moving out funds. Thank you. I hope I can move out soon and get myself like consistent internet so I can give good content to everyone without all these issues. But I'm thinking, Chad, like Truck-kun and Truck-chan. Okay, like you're the grill of a truck, right? The grill, the front part of the grill that's like very distinctive. Like this is what all the trucks have. What if you made that into like a headband? So like you have the little truck motif on there, and then you basically act as like a Grim Reaper that goes around, and then you select people, and then you just punch them, and then you isekai them. Like that's your job. You go around and you isekai people as Truck-kun and Truck-chan, right? Like a Grim Reaper, but instead of killing them, you just isekai them. Dating some ideas, seduce your favorite truck chan with the goal of having her isekai you to the land of your dreams. Right? Like every single like different truck-kun, truck chan, truck person has like a different company that they work for. Like one of them works for an RPG company. Another one works for a horror game company. Another one's like a slice of life company. And then like you can have a recursive truck chan that isekais you back to just the same world that you were in, but it's still technically an isekai. You know, like they hit you and then you die and then you revive. You get isekai'd into the same world, right? The isekai industry, exactly. Bumps into someone cutely and then the one they get bumped into gets thrown into the wall. Exactly, there we go. You know what, Chad? I think... I don't know about the internet. That's basically the manga isekai transporter. It's like a fan art thing, right? It's like sketches, not fully colored and everything. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I want there to be more. I wonder what the equivalent of like... Wait, Chad, isn't there like a new anime manga coming out from Tite Kubo? Where it's like a Western version of Bleach. Or did I like imagine this? There's a manga coming out, or like an anime that's like Bleach, but instead of Soul Society in Japan, it's in like America. And like instead of using like scrolls and spells, they use like graffiti and like spray cans. Burn the Witch, is that what it's called? Yeah, oh, it's a one-shot. No, I'm so sad. Oh, the characters all are really hot. Oh my god. Is it like graffiti or something? They like, it's like that, but it's like a Western version of Bleach. He's continued Bleach though, man. I like the concept of it. It's got a 3-episode run. Only 3. Graffiti was not Burn the Witch? Was it that one? Is it that one? It's the one where they like cast magic by like using graffiti and stuff. It's like they use the same type of abilities as the ones in Bleach. I don't know. It might be that one. Maybe it's that one. They're set in the same universe. It might be that one then. Maybe it's just one of the characters that uses spray cans. Maybe it's just one of them. I don't know why. Oh, that's right. That's what I'm saying. What if the topic came up because I was trying to think of like, what if there was like a Western version of truck-chan or truck-kun? You know? Like, what would the Western version of truck-kun be? Because like in Japan, people get isekai get hit by trucks, but here, like in Central Utopia, I wonder what the thing would be like if it's a heart attack san or Mr. Truck. I was legitimately thinking it was a cowboy. My brain was a cowboy. Ford F-150 kun. It's still truck chan, but it's an F-150. I legit thought it was gonna be a cowboy, like a cowboy just going yeehaw and then just bang and then like isekais you. Like it's a gun that isekais you, right? A tornado? Oh, maybe it's regional. You know, like different isekai kuns are like regional for different regions. You know. What if it's a Tesla? It's like a very, very high tech, very modern isekai corporation that has like electric cars and electric trucks that isekai you. And then in the Midwest, there's tornadoes. And then, I don't know, in New York, there's rats, I guess. Like New York City rats, the ones that are as big as your forearm. they like jump out and they like bite you and then you die and then region locked isekais, right? I want to know what would be the Western version of isekais, you know? I think that'd be really cool to explore. I don't want to be isekai by rats. Florida has... The isekai company in Florida just employs Florida men to go around killing people or like isekaiing people, and then how'd you end up here? Well, there was this one guy who was running around, had this giant gator that he was holding on to, just chasing people down, and then last thing I know, he saw me, and now that I woke up here. Florida man keeps isekaiing themselves. Oh my goodness, woe be to the world that the Florida men end up in. The classic equivalent to the trope would be like a flower pot falling from a windowsill, at least for a stereotypical big city. I think that's very like 2000s. I'm not sure if be relevant in 2020. Not here, at least not in the like the late 20s. Gulliver's is basically isekai. Really built different. What if there's like an import, right? They bring over truck-kun to Florida, and then truck-kun isekais a bunch of Florida men because they're like, we're losing the war in this isekai world. We need reinforcements, and then truck-kun's like, I know exactly where we can get reinforcements, and then isekais a bunch of Florida men over. Like, that'll be terrifying. Before trucks were invented, how did the isekai people? That's a good question. That's a very good question. What came first, the isekai world or the trucks? Now that, you know, chicken and the egg, nah, that's so 1800s. Now we gotta figure out what came first, the worlds or the truck-kun, you know? What about Alice in Wonderland? That wasn't necessarily the isekai though, right? Because Alice was able to get back. Wait, what was the isekai factor for this? Didn't she just take a nap? I'm like 100% certain she just took a nap. And then in her dream she fell down the rabbit hole. Right? Oh, she just died. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. In US, you walk down a dark alley, fall asleep on a train, wake up in a different world. They also kidnap people in European myth and isekai. Ooh, that could be good. Yeah, maybe that. You fall asleep on public transport. Chad, do you guys remember the story of the mayo lady? The mayo lady, the lady who sat in the bus with a jar of mayo, who was shoveling mouthfuls or handfuls of mayo. That's it right there. It's you fall asleep on public transport and then you get isekai'd. That's how you live life, right? Huh? Oh yeah, for those of Kois who don't understand, I had this story where this one time I was on public transport. I was taking a bus to commute back and forth. And there was this lady that showed up onto the bus, took a seat, a couple of like spots in front, sat down, and then opened up a jar of mayo and then just started shoveling scoops full of mayo down her mouth. The entire bus ride. And that was it. Iconic, right? You meet lots of characters. Lots and lots of characters on public transport. She was sending a message. I do have to say though, like that scene by itself was enough to make sure that I never fall asleep. Must have encountered a cryptid in the wild. What if that's all she had for breakfast? Still, I mean, mayo on the bus though? I don't know. At least get like bread, you know? You can like crumble up the bread and throw it into the mayo jar. What if it's a jar of yogurt and she was just memeing? She was completely committing to it because she just shoved her entire hand into the jar of mayo. Motivation itself to get your own vehicle. Yeah, that's true. That might be it. You know, putting in disguise. So. Mayo on the Bus sounds like a good mixtape. I'd be terrified if someone was like, hey, I made you a mixtape. It's called Mayo on the Bus. I don't Yamineko, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Just got a nightmare, so I'm glad to hear your voice. Oh no. Hope the nightmare was not too terrifying. Thank you for the super chat. Glad to have you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. I don't know. Where was I, Chad? I completely had a brain fart and I lost my train of thought. Wow. Chat, I can feel the heat already. It's 11 a.m., but my room is already heating up. I'm not sure why. It shouldn't be this hot, but bleh, the heat. A similar story, a friend and I were walking out of a bakery and a man who had purchased a single pastry, half in his car, scarfed the entire thing down Cookie Monster style. Sometimes you just can't wait. Sometimes the pastry is good. You need AC? I do have AC. Hang on. I have a fan. There's the fan. Have you heard the beeps as my fan turning on? I'm not looking forward to a chat. Summer, please stop the summer. Yeah, it's my fan right now. I haven't turned on the AC yet because right now I think the AC, it's not worth it at the moment. I want it to get to the point where it's so hot that not even the fan keeps me cool, and then at that point I'll turn on the AC. The video of the guy at the stoplight jamming out on his recording. Ooh. Hopefully when you move out, you'll have a place with proper working AC. I hope so too. I want to find a place that has like individual ACs for each of the rooms, because having a central does not make sense to me. Tradition respects, hello, thank you for the super chat. I have beef with modern isekai since the 80s, 90s. They were mostly known as Girl from Another World anime and coming of age stories like Inuyasha and Magical Knights for Earth. Ooh. Thank you for the super chat, thank you. I had an argument with my friend about Inuyasha because I said Inuyasha is an isekai, and they were like, no, I refuse to believe it, because they had only seen isekai as like, you die, you get hit by a truck, but then it's like, oh no, Kagome is able to go back and forth because of the book, but Inuyasha is, right? It is an isekai. I don't know, Chad. Maybe it's just the times, you know. Isekai does not seem necessarily dying. If you could purchase, I don't know, the ones that go in your window, small AC units, I could get one, but they're very, very loud. Or maybe, I don't know. I could look into it. Maybe I could just buy one, see if I can get it off Amazon, and then test it out. If it is too loud, then I can always go ahead and return it. Even though it'll cost me a little bit, but I could at least try and see if that works or not. But because it has a compressor, I think a window AC would still be pretty loud. They're also really inefficient. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah. It is an isekai. Can't discuss whether it is an isekai if you haven't discussed what defines an isekai yet. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's one of the big things about when it comes to definitions. I miss the positivity in older isekai. Every modern ones have tried to be so problematic. I've tried. I'm tired. Thank you for the super chat. Churches and respects. I'm personally tired of fan service. In like all the isekais, there's just so much fan service. It gets really distracting. And just meh. Inuyasha is absolutely insane. I want to find more isekais that are just wholesome and aren't fan servicey, like the cooking one where the guy ends up getting isekai'd and then he just becomes a chef and then cooks food with like the meat that he finds in the isekai world. That's fine. I think that's great. Like, it's a great way to explore a story of isekais, but now it's just an excuse to have fantasy softcore porn, you know? Like, I hate random fan service. It's random fan service, like angles, camera angles, just like very generous and gratuitous camera angles. It's like, man, come on, you know, you can be much better than that. Campfire cooking, right? I enjoyed the one about the girl who got isekai into a spider monster. I haven't seen that one. The one that I read was like the one with the slime. The guy becomes a slime, and like it started off pretty great, but then it just kind of fell off. So I'm a spider, so what is good? Oh, I need to go check it out. You're trying to have a dramatic scene and the camera is shoved right up some girl's skirt. Ruins the mood. Exactly. Exactly. Like, what does it add? Like, if you're gonna have, you know, lewd stuff, just let the R34 artists do it. You know, just go read the doujinshis. Okay, fan service too, but Konosuba's fan service is so fun, a great show. When it's like intentionally comedic, I think it's fine. Just us, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Like, what is it? Kill la Kill? Like the gratuitous fan service and the very obvious blatant like, oh, we're going to be naked and go like do this, go through this transformation sequence, or we make it very overly exaggerated to make fun of the whole like fan service kind of, what would you describe that? The trope, I guess. Like making fun of it and making it a parody, I think it's fine, but you gotta be careful with it. My favorite isekai of all time will forever be Escaflowne. Not fan servicey, amazing, unique world, wild story, even has a trans character. It's also short. Give it a super chat, church respects. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, fan services. I feel like it's almost, I don't know, is it because of the audience nowadays? Like the audience just needs to have some kind of a fan servicey moment, or else they won't be interested in it. But yeah, parodied it a little bit. Yeah, there were parts where like the parody wasn't as obvious and it just became fan servicey, but I don't know. Maybe it just is part of the times where, you know, we can't really get away from it because that's what the big audience needs, and you still need to have some kind of an audience. According to many light novel readers, Shoku Tensei is a grandfather of isekai, popularized a lot of things we see, including the idea of truck-kun. Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. That's good to know. Interesting. I'm sure there's like people who have like gone around and done like proper historical review and searches on like what the very first isekai was. I'm ready for the general audience and anime audience to move past that, but I'm not hopeful. I don't think it will. To be quite frank, I'm not sure if there will ever come a point. I think it just ends up with you need to find the ones that work well for you and then do your best to support it. Because I don't know if, when it comes to like broad, appealing, like most popular animes, I don't know if there will ever come a time when fan service isn't overtly pandery, you know? Make it equal, like where are the shirtless dudes and just boxers? I think it's partly because like publishers are a little bit still scared about that. They see that and they're like, well, it doesn't make me personally horny, so I'm not going to approve that to be shown on TV, you know? Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens with publishers that gets in the way. Like, there's a reason why there is a lot of like GL content that's becoming more prevalent in like LGBT themed and shows, but there is very little BL content because, you know, publishers are still very squeamish about that. They would much rather have two female characters be in a relationship in a cartoon versus having two male characters be in a relationship in a cartoon. And whenever they do appear, they're almost always like a very small, short-lived side character that appears for a moment, just for a little brief representation, and then they move on, you know? Especially in Japan, it's seen as more harmless. Exactly. It's easier for them to stomach that way. But I don't know. For BL, you mainly have manga only. Yeah, we're probably not going to see it in animes and shows. If more MLM media wasn't hyper-fetishized existed, I'd be over the moon. Right? It'd be nice. It doesn't have to be hyper-fetishized. It can just be there, you know? Like, come on. It just needs to be there. That's what I say. It's because the girls are usually just seen as roommates. There've been a few where male characters have been shown as, quote, roommates. But, like, a lot of it has to do with subtext. They can't push it because then the publishers get mad. You know? In Suzume, the writer wanted the girl's love and then got denied, so I'm sure there's a problem in Japan. Chocolate, thank you so much for re-upping the membership. Akoidi Sketchbook full of colors is a comfy slice of life comedy with little to no fan service. One of my favorite animes of all time. Sad it's only 13 episodes. Wait, is that the one with the long-haired schoolgirl who literally has a sketchbook, is very quiet, and like, I think that sounds very familiar. Sounds very familiar. Let me see, wait. Oh yeah, it is that one. Yeah. I think I remember reading this one a while back. A long while back, though. Cute. More comedy. Oh, more, not comedy. Just more regular slice of life. What would you even call that? Like, just like down to earth, mundane slice of life where nothing really happens, you know? I like that. I like that kind of slice of life a lot. The series Given is one of the few BLCs that's just slice of life and it's very good. Ooh. Given. I'm not familiar with that one either. I have not seen any of these. Ooh, nice. I have bookmarked it. Thank you, Chad, for the recommendations. Let's let BL is good, but I want some fan service ones because I really see those. I think it's one of those where you really have to just kind of, I don't know, like you pick a few that you really enjoy, and then just support the creators, support the artists, the writers as much as you can before it kind of disappears. When it comes to things that are mainstream, I don't know how well those will do, unfortunately. I did a slice of life anime that was just about a single dad raising his daughter, but I don't remember the name. Oh, Usagi Drop, I think. Is that the one? Usagi Drop. And then you end at where it ends. I think that's the one. It ends where it ends, and you don't worry about the what happened at the end. The guy raising a daughter. Everything was fine until the very end. Like that was not okay. But like, see, Chad, I followed Usagi Drop before we got to the end. That's the thing. Like everything leading up to that point. Sweetness and Lightning, is that another one? Shinri's like, thank you for the super chat. I know you talked about what kind of girls you like, but what kind of I think many of us NB and boy coys are curious. What are some non-femme or mask traits that you like? I don't know. Like the personality types are the same. Like confidence is very nice. I don't know. I don't think the traits. Yeah, it ends where it ends. If you're talking about Usagi Drop, it ends where it ends, and then like you don't. Everything that happens after where it ends is not canon. You just ignore that, right? But when it comes to guys, I don't know. Like I don't think the traits that I find attractive in people are like gendered. Like confidence doesn't. There's like you can be any. It doesn't matter. Confidence, right? Confidence applies to everybody. Being undead also applies to everybody. Being a supernatural entity also applies to everybody. Being able to create blood portals and walk through walls and stab people, it applies to anybody. You know, like it's not something that's like specifically set to a single gender. You know, it's not only girls that can be undead. You know. Thank you for the super chat. Yuri Honest is a great BL anime, made history because they showed kiss on primetime Japanese television. Ooh, I think I've heard about that one, yeah. Hello, Flayon, welcome. I used to think you were trolling, but you're 100% serious, and that's the interesting part. I'm gonna be honest, like, there is no point in trolling about this stuff. Like, how stabby do you like your romantic partner? It needs to be like intentful. I don't know. Is intentful working? Is that a word? Like it's gotta be a stabby that makes sense, right? It can't just be stabby for the sake of being stabby, but there's gotta be intent. There has to be meaning behind the intent. Stabbing with thought, exactly. No. It's not intentional stabbing, but like there has to be a reason why there is a stabbing, you know? Stabbing with feeling. There you go, right? There has to be narrative purpose. There we go. That one works too, right? With purpose, exactly. Like there has to be some kind of a reason why you are stabbing. Loves you so much that no one else can have you. That's kind of sweet. That's kind of cute. You know? With passion. You need to have like that energy, you know? But honestly, I don't know, like, confidence is always good, but that's like a generic thing, you know? Like physical appearance wise, I don't really mind. Like it's not a thought that comes up in my mind, you know? Like I guess like everyone sees, for example, Pyramid Head, and they're like, oh, it's Pyramid Head, right? But it's not. They're like, oh, Pyramid Head has abs, right? And it's like, yeah, abs are fine, but like, you know, it's not just the abs of Pyramid Head, but it's like the way he walks. It's the way Pyramid Head carries itself, you know? Like that swagger of, I'm going to kill you. You're going to see it happening. There's nothing you can do to stop it. That kind of swagger, I think, is pretty hot, you know? Like, I remember watching this person playing a video game, and his opponent was map hacking. And they were like, people were asking this guy, like, oh, aren't you afraid that your opponent is map hacking and they know exactly where you are, where you're seeing? And the response was, I don't care if he can see me, because the only thing he's gonna see is him losing. Like, that level of confidence. Like, yeah, you can map hack and see exactly where I'm on, but you're still gonna, the only thing that you're gonna see is me killing you. Like, that level of confidence, like, that's nice, you know? That's the kind of vibe that I think Pyramid Head has, of like, I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna rush, I'm not gonna run towards you, I'm gonna walk. Because I know you can't get away. Like, that is good, you know? The giant pyramid head on is also hot, in my opinion. I think it's the texture of the pyramid. If it was like a smooth pyramid, or if it was like an Apple iPhone rounded pyramid with like the blue glossy matte finish, that would be gross, right? But I'd like it's the nitty gritty rusted texture of the pyramid that makes it really nice. Don't run, you'll only die tired. Oh, that's good. See, that's that kind of stuff. That's really nice. I'm not being into Pyramid Head because the whole deal where he comes from the game, I won't go into it because of spoilers. Yeah, the symbolism behind Pyramid Head is separate. But if we're just looking at Pyramid Head out of context, you know? So like, that's what I would say. I don't know, like, it's, I don't know, chat, it's weird. Okay, so like, okay, let me think about it a bit more. Okay, so like, the reason why it's weird to me is because I find like as a Switch, I find various personalities and various traits and various like individual quirks of people to be appealing given certain circumstances. Like, it doesn't really matter. So like, I can see a lot of things being appealing in very different circumstances, like as long as the context is a certain way, you know, like shy and timid and easily blushes or easily laughs, you know, like Scoop, right? Why are you the way that you are? I don't know, chat. One day I will go back into like my was it an introspective journey to discover my own lore, right? You say that because you think of the super chat. Thank you. But like there are times when I would rather like it'd be nice to be taken care of, and then other times when I'm like, you are precious, I'm going to take care of you, like I will protect you, like, you know, it doesn't matter. The context is important though. There needs to be more information. I can't just pick one and be like, oh yeah, I like guys are like this, or I like girls are like this, because out of context, everything can be appealing, you know? Like in the same way that I can take anything and make it very cute, the moification beam. You can moification beam any kind of personal trait, right? So there has to be more context to it. And I know it's not like the best answer there, and it's a little bit of a cop-out, but I have to be honest, like that's kind of where like, I don't know. Banner, thank you for VIPing the membership. If Shinri's a switch and he turns on the happy moments of the Clay Penions Day. Thank you for VIPing the membership, Koiri. Cuteness knows no boundaries, right? Of a bad habit of making stuff silly no matter the context, so we understand the concept cute. Yeah. Moen. I don't know, chat. It's weird. Like for example, I can't date just off the bat. Like it doesn't make sense to me, you know? Church of Shimmy Specs, thank you for the super chat. Truly a peak pansexual struggle. Everyone is hot. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, that is absolutely a mood. The real trick about switching is you get to enjoy so much more overall, right? 2 times 0 is still 0 though. But at least the 2 times is still there, so at some point, you know, at some point it'll come into play. At some point it'll be there. For me up in the membership, Falco's Red Mage, Shokoiri. That was a critical hit to my own Kokoro. But yeah, like, I don't know. When people, okay, so the weirdest thing that I don't understand for people is I don't know how people date. Like when people just go out of the blue and they're like, you know, I'm gonna go use this dating app and find someone and we're just gonna go on a date. Like, why? How can you do that? For me, we have to be friends first. You know, I need to understand that we vibe very well first. Right? If we don't vibe, how am I supposed to sit there and then imagine a future together with someone if I don't even know whether we share the same sense of humor, right? Like, we need to both be thirsting over Cthulhu. You know? How do you just go out and date someone out of the blue like that? Get to know the person first and then date later. Exactly, right? I mean, that's what first dates are for, get to know each other. But the problem I don't like about dates is that there is the obligation, almost, the expectation of, we are doing this to get to know each other for the sake of becoming exclusive, you know, for the sake of entering into a relationship, right? Why? Why do you need to put that obligation? Why do you need to put that pressure on each other, right? Like, because then it becomes this weird game. Right, like you had to enter in, you gotta small talk, and then you have to like, oh, you can only like, you know, the shoulder touch or the arm touch thing, and you gotta do like, it's this weird dance. Like, no, I don't want to do that dance. Like, let's just go and play Fortnite for a few rounds and see if we click. And if we click, then let's continue hanging out. Easy peasy, right? Why do we have to put this weird obligation and pressure to enter into relationships, right? Just and respects and give it a super chat. In therapy, I learned that a relationship needs to be at least a best friend first, and it struggles to last. A relationship is a partnership after all. Exactly. Friendship first. Always friendship. That's what it's gotta be. Because it doesn't make sense, right? Fortnite on the first date. Okay, here's the thing. You might laugh. You might laugh about the Fortnite on the first date thing, right? But as well, I don't even know. Like, I'm not a NEET because I do have a job. So I don't know. As a hikikomori, I guess hikikomori. Someone who stays inside and like most of my spare time is spent playing video games and just hanging out online, right? As a work from home body, exactly. There we go. That's a good way to put it. As a work from home body, right? That's how I like to enjoy my time, right? I want to be all like, hey, this new like Nexpo put this weird, internet documentary about some Reddit post who said I'm being stalked and posted some eerie pictures, and now he made a 30-minute video essay about it. I want to watch that together, right? That's what I want to do. I want to be like, hey, let's watch the latest episode of Nexpo together. Like, that's the kind of way I want to hang out with my partner, right? None of this like I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and then we'll sit down and be like, so what do you like to do? Like, no, skip the small talk. None of that. Sir, I'm married and I still don't know how dating works. See, that's why I don't date. Thank you for re-upping the membership, Queen. Don't ever change. I've been like this for 30 years. I don't know if I will change. I'm pretty much set in my way, Netflix and chill, but actual chill, right? And the specific thing about Netflix is I want to sit down and let's watch true crime. Like, let's rewatch I don't know. What was it? What was the one? The FBI one? Is it FBI one? Netflix show. What was it called again? Oh no. Criminal Minds? No, not Criminal Minds. Mindhunter. Yeah, Mindhunter, that's the one. Like, hey, let's watch Mindhunter. Like, that's the Netflix and chill. We're gonna watch Mindhunter again. And then be sad that it was canceled and then there is no more seasons. But like, that's the kind of stuff, Because here's the question, chat. Like, they say things like, oh, you need to get a hobby, right? You find a hobby and then you find someone who is interested in the same hobbies you do and you share those hobbies and that's how you find someone, right? What if my hobby is sitting indoors and playing video games and watching true crime documentaries? How am I supposed to find a partner if that is my hobby, right? Because maybe my perfect partner is also, maybe he's also in his room watching true crime documentaries, staying indoors. So real cause safe. Exactly. Like, how are we ever supposed to find each other, right? Like, I don't know, chat. I don't know. Like, they can never meet. It was never meant to be. No. You go to the true crime discussion threads. You go on Reddit and you're like, oh, hey, this username makes very good points about. See, that's the thing. That's what I want. There needs to be like a dating thing for that specific thing. Like, none of this, let's go out to a bar and, on a Friday night and pick up chicks and dudes and like, no, none of that. Like, first of all, it's always way too loud. It is always way too loud. And chat, even though you might think it is not hip or not cool, please do take care of your hearing. Your hearing can never recover. Any damage you cause to your hearing is permanent. That means if you go to a concert, if you go to any big, even a bar, like indoor to a bar, right? Like, make sure that you have some earplugs because it's very, very important. I did not take care of my hearing and now I have tinnitus. And now I hear a constant humming of in the background. I went to a bar for a Halloween party once. I was never so uncomfortable. Yeah. That's the thing. Hearing damage is permanent. So always be careful. Thank you for the super chat. You're so cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. But yes, please do wear earplugs. But yeah, this is why I don't like it. This is why I don't like going to the bars to, find people. Like, I watch too many VTubers to worry about my hearing at this point. Headphone volume can mess with your hearing too. Yeah, anything that's really loud, speakers, the proximity of the speakers to your ear can make it so that even quiet noises, or like quieter noises, can still be dangerous. What if your tinnitus is just Ghost Chan trying to get your attention? Ah, that'd be very cute. Like a Ghost Chan's in the corner just be like, like just, oh, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. Like too shy to say things, just kind of like in the corner making noise, hoping that you'll be noticed. But yeah, chat, after a 3-day festival, I heard ringing for like a week. Ooh, oh no. I hope it is not too distracting and not too much, does not cause too much discomfort. You have any personal ghost stories? Not really. I have the weird glitch in the Matrix story, but beyond that, I've never actually seen a ghost. But yeah, dating, weird. Friends first. Let's see if we vibe. And then, because we start out as friends, I don't know if there's anything specific about people that like I would see as dateable material, I guess. Like if we're good friends, it's because we're good friends on a lot of different, like a variety of traits, Like all my friends aren't the same. Like I have some friends who are really chill and really laid back, just like I am. And then I also have other friends who are really excitable and have a lot of energy and love to do things. And their personalities vary wildly. But there isn't like one quality where I seem like that. I want to marry you. Like I've not ever encountered a position like that. That's why I don't have a type. Yeah. I don't have a type because I don't know. Like, I can see various types being cute. Like, someone who's Sun. Like, I think tsunderes are really cute. I want to go take care of tsunderes. And then also there's like the yanderes where I'm like, all right, cool. I'll let you take care of me. Like, wait, isn't there a comic? Isn't there a manga where like a yandere is trying to date this other guy, and this guy like always reciprocates? Isn't that like, I don't know, like I forget. The yanderes are trying to hunt him down, and then they yandere x yandere maybe? I forget. I remember there was a manga about that where like this girl's trying to like chase after this guy, and this guy keeps reciprocating correctly. Like she thinks he's gonna run away, but instead he turns around and then like enjoys the handcuffs or something. I don't know. I forget. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I know the one where taking it, she breaks into his house and he says, "Oh, I was going to give you my keys anyway." Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yandere besties become lovers. Ah. Chat, with what I've said so far, I think you will all not be surprised if one of my favorite tags is like childhood friends, like long-term friends. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Not gonna lie, I think your main problem is it's a bit difficult to date ghosts, demons, IRL. Is it because my wait, is that standards being too high or too low? Thank you for the super chat. Childhood friends to lovers, right? Very cute. Have you watched Tomo-chan as a girl? I have not. I think I've heard of it. It seems familiar. Ow, my teeth. Childhood friends is cute? Yes. I don't have child friends though. Same. Same. I fell out of touch with all of my friends through middle school, high school, college. Just, I don't have childhood friends anymore. I have like friends now, but like, you know, my friendships, if they go past 5 years, they just kind of fade away. So this is why I live vicariously through mangas, and doujinshis, and video games, and TV shows. That way I can watch and be like, what if, you know? Isn't that the plot of all childhood friends? They reconnect. I've tried to reconnect with a few, but they always end up being too busy with things. Living vicarious is the tagline of my life. It's a mood. Yeah. But, you know, that's what escapism is for, right? Like anime and games and all that. Everyone is busy with careers and kids. It was already very difficult to organize our time with just jobs. Like late college, like junior year, senior year, and then a couple of years afterwards, when we all had jobs and classes, it was still very, very difficult to organize times to meet up. And it would become things that would normally be a once a week, like we would meet up every weekend, became once a month, became once every 3 months, became once a year. Now we just don't. It's a little sad. But yeah, it happens. Life, people just get busy, and it's life. Especially since their places don't really exist anymore. Yeah, just how it is. Yeah, sometimes childhood friends are really hard to connect with. They're different now compared to those times. Exactly. Like, I'm sure that I've changed. The Shinri that my friends knew of and interacted with back in high school, I don't think that Shinri exists anymore. Whatever mind or whatever image of me they had in their mind, that Shinri is not me. So I'm pretty sure, like, you know, we've all changed. So maybe we aren't the best of friends anymore. And that even if we did have a chance to reconnect, we might not click in the same way anymore. But that's just part of growing up, you know? Yeah, it's just part of being human and growing. A friend of mine comes to my house once a month, and that's all the socializing he does outside of work. Aw, that's still very sweet. Tradition respects, thank you for the super chat. I'm lucky since I just reconnected with my high school best friend, and even though she's a single mom now, we miss each other so much that we were picked up where we left off like 15 years never passed. Oh, that's really sweet. Congratulations. That's really nice. I wonder if I'll have that moment. If not, it's kind of okay, but I'm really happy for you. That's really nice. There are times when I would like to fantasize about something like that happening for me, but if it doesn't happen for me, I'm okay with it. It's just the messiness of life, you know? I looked at some classmates and I couldn't believe how different some of them look now. I don't. I used to, but like that was only through college. Like when we have our high school yearbook, and then I compared to them to like their pictures on Facebook and what they've been doing, and then some of them have really changed wildly. Mechanical parts of corrode over time no longer look like they used to. Yeah. But you know, it's not a good or a bad thing, you know? It's just life. It's just how it happens. My kind of friend reunion is more of a counseling session. The last time my friends and I met up, we were all collectively complaining about our jobs. And then that was the last note that we left it off on before we just all stopped. But at some point, I guess it's okay because we all still share the same common grievances about work life, you know? One of my best friends from middle school, high school reconnected because of TEMPUS. Ah, congratulations. I hope you two are reconnecting very well, sharing wonderful stories at the time spent. Better than forcing an awkward conversation, yeah. Once you were in the same class for 9 years, you know the person all too well. Annoying. Oh man. The way that I met my best friend in high school was kind of funny. We were playing in PE, and we had it wasn't like hockey, it was like a knockoff version of hockey. We had these giant paddles that we were hitting the little puck on. And then the way that I became best friends with my friend is they did this really like sick slap shot, and then I dove to block it, and then I successfully stopped it with my chin. and then I split open the skin on my chin, and I had to get stitches for it. And this guy felt so bad about that because I was bleeding. Like, it looked terrifying because there was a ton of blood pouring down from my chin down below. So the entire front of my shirt was completely covered in blood. But like, he was like absolutely freaking out because of that. And then we became best friends because he wouldn't leave my side and was there to make sure that I healed properly. Face wounds do bleed a lot. Okay, it looks terrifying. It looks horrific. It looks very scary, but it wasn't that bad. It just bleeds a lot, but it is easy to fix. Mian Kotorin, thank you for the super chat. I love drawing art of myself and my favorite characters. So do you have any stories of you finding yourself with your favorite characters? Not particularly. I don't really see myself, I don't like self-insert myself into stories. I am one of those, I like to experience stories and let them kind of enjoy their thing. A lot of it's vicarious. I don't put myself into it. When they know too much of your secrets, you can't unfriend them. But yeah, that's how I became best friends with my my friend in high school. He split up on my chin, I bled a lot, everyone panicked, and then best friends. Shinri, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of big changes, my high school friend had to adjust to me being a man now. She was a kid, and I have a beard. Both of us are pretty chill about it. Nice! Love to hear that. Congratulations. Glad it worked out. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really awesome. I can't put myself in the narrative, how it would impact the themes. Yeah, honestly, same. Whenever I play a video game and the main character, the protagonist, has a name, I always use their main name, the given name. So like, for example, Legend of Zelda. Link is always Link. He is not Shinri. Link always stays as Link because this is Link's and Zelda's story. It's not my story. So I never put my name into those games. If it's, like Marth, Roy, all the character, Lyn from Fire Emblem, like all of their names, it's their names because it's their story. And I want to be a passenger on their tail. I don't want to be the driver. That's kind of how I see it, which is why I don't really put myself into the like art or games or stories of the characters that I see, because I just, I want them to be them. I don't want to be there to almost like taint or contaminate the story. I want to know what the true story would have been even without me there, Semi Enigma, thank you for the super chat. Hello Shinri, I need these chills vibes right now. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks so much for the super chat. Glad to hear that I'm able to provide you chill vibes today. Hope everything continues to get better. I like naming Link Buttface, but then it sounds like everyone is insulting him casually. That's so mean. I used to do that with Gary or Blue in Pokemon, where like you would be named Red and then they would be named Blue, but then you change them to something silly like Buttface, and then like his grandfather's calling him Buttface. Like, haha. Persona games were the actual personas and not the protagonist. Ah, yeah. Only did that once and then I never went back to it. I couldn't, chat. I couldn't. Like, Tidus in Final Fantasy, Cloud in like all the Final Fantasy characters, they all have their stories. I could never put my name in there. Self-insert is how you conclude your vision. The stuff the creator's trying to express, though, I think. In some of those ways, yes. But I don't know. I still feel weird. Like, for example, if I play Half-Life, I still, even though it's me in first person, it still feels like I'm playing through Gordon's story, It's not my story. It's Gordon Freeman's story. And I'm just simply viewing it from his point of view. Yoko, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm newish to your streams, a lurker, but I'm glad I found someone in my age group who loves to nerd out with plot and lore. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And of course, yeah. Final Fantasy XIV, you do play a self-insert, basically. Have you watched every Freeman's Mind? I think I've watched a good chunk of them, but not all of them. Not all of them. Yeah, it's absolute mood. I love Freeman's Mind. Nate from Fallout 4 is Nate. You are a conductor, they are traveling through their story. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You're just kind of experiencing the story and then, you know, moving them forward, but you are not them. They are not you, you know? I also want to see you stream Zero Escape Trilogy. I put in perms for that. I'm waiting to hear back on it. The Nonary games, I think, and the other one. It's right now. It's out on Game Pass, I believe. You can get it on Game Pass, I believe. Hey, I put it in there. I'm waiting for it. Waiting to hear back. I don't know if we'll get it back though. Nice way of thinking about it. In Final Fantasy 12, you play as a self-insert too. That's the thing though, chat. I can't. Whenever it comes to names, I can't. Like for the longest time, whenever I played Skyrim, the name that I would give myself was Prisoner. I wouldn't give myself like an actual name. I couldn't name myself Shinri. It felt weird to give myself, you know, the character my name. So I just named them as Prisoner. So, you know, every now and then you would get things like, oh, go kill Prisoner because, you know, there's a bounty on Prisoner's head. And it felt a little weird. John Elder Scrolls. It's even more awkward when the game is voice acted, the MC self-insert with your name and an audible blank when the characters are speaking. Yeah. It does cause a little bit of an immersion break at those points. I don't think my name is cool enough, that's all. That too. All the persona MC have their own personality story, even if they let you insert your name into it, right? And then it stops becoming your story because it's just a person. It's a completely separate person with their own story, with their own goals, ideas, personality, but with your name. And it feels weird, you know? I don't like that. I could never be Cloud. I could cosplay, but I could never be him. Yeah. Kind of why I struggle to play RPG too, because I'll just try to play as myself. I've tried. I don't know, it doesn't work for me. Name the character the protagonist. Imagine if you did. Imagine if you named yourself the protagonist and all the characters in the game were breaking the fourth wall and they were aware, you know? Like a bunch of henchmen get a note that says, go take down the protagonist, you know? And then they're like, wait a minute, the protagonist, like they're the main characters. Does that make us the bad guys? You know, like the henchman that gets killed very easily. Like, I don't have enough health insurance for this. No way. I'm not taking this job. And they're like, you're hired to be my henchman. And then you fire back. Like, they're literally named the protagonist. They have main character armor. I'm going to die if I go there and fight them. It'd be really cute if, like, just various NPCs had that fourth wall break. Oh, that'd be so adorable. I want to see a story like that. Someone needs to make an RPG like that. Exactly. I want to see it. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of Skyrim, I have a question for science that totally pertains to Skyrim. What is your take on ranch dressing? It's okay. I think people overdo it. Like, you don't need that much ranch on anything. But I think it's too easy for you to add excessive ranch, you know? Like, the amount of ranch you would need for ranch dressing would be you pour it on a plate, and then you spread it out into a thin layer, and then you just dip the salad or whatever it is onto that. You don't need too much, you know? But like, I've seen restaurants where they have like a cup of ranch, and they'll straight up dip the entire like onion ring into it, pull it out, and there'd be like a tablespoon of ranch on the onion ring. And then at that point, you're just eating crunchy onion rings. You know? You're not eating onion rings with ranch dressing, you're just eating the crunchy onion ring. Or you're just eating crunchy ranch dressing at that point. There's just so much ranch. Reminds me of the one henchman who ignored Batman. Thank you for the super chat, Doctor. Thank you. Would you like an onion ring with all your ranch? Exactly. Just a cup of ranch. Onion rings on the side. Ranch rings with a little onion. Sometimes ranch is a really bad pizza for me. I use like whenever I have like old pizza, I'll always go and get like bell peppers and onions and a bunch of olives, and I'll just make my own pizza by like pan frying those ingredients and then slapping them on top of the pizza. Because I feel like it's easier to just add more toppings to it, like fresh toppings, to an old cheese pizza than it is to try to like revive the cheese pizza on its own. Basically said I ain't paid enough for this and just literally ignored him. There's that one scene in Iron Man where Iron Man is kicking butt and like just punching a bunch of people down, and then there's this one person, the very last henchman, is pulling his gun up, looks up at Iron Man, and then he quickly throws the gun down, raises both hands in surrender, and goes, honestly, I don't like working here. Everyone is so weird. And then Iron Man's like, okay, get out of here. Just get out. And then he runs away. Oh my god. Like, imagine the backstory of that one henchman, you know? For the longest, like, it's such a good scene. It really is. I love it. Like, you're a henchman, you're there, you're working with the other henchmen, like, dude, these guys really buy this weird supervillain thing. That's so, like, why? Like, it's just a job. Like, why are you taking it so seriously? Like, oh my god, do you know what it's like? It made me feel very relatable, because I had those moments where, like, I used to work at a big box retail store. I won't say which one, but it was one of those big box retail stores where you would show up to work, and then the team leader, the head supervising staff would be like, all right, everyone, let's gather together, make a big circle, and we're going to do a morning chant, like a big family, to get in the mood to sell things to people who show up to our grocery store. Like, ooh, you know those? Yeah, we're a family thing, right? And they would do the weird, like, dancing, half clapping, like bobbing thing that they would do. Like, oh, it was so weird, right? They're like, oh, great big box retail chain, how we worship thee. You provide us the sustenance to survive and support our family. I don't know, something weird. It was this weird, like, cult, like, poem thing that we would have to do every single time we opened up the shop. But, like, that's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I got. Because he was like, honestly, I hate working here. Everyone is so strange. Everyone's so weird. And then just ran out, right? If someone came into the store and started busting it down, right? Like Iron Man came in and started punching all the employees. That's what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to work here. I didn't want to be here. Everyone's weird. And then just dip out, you know? Are you sure it wasn't a cult you were in? No, it was a store where we had to wear the khakis and a uniform of a certain color t-shirt. You never become employee of the month with that attitude. Oh man, I want someone to really make a store called the month that you can become an employee of the month. But yeah, had to wear khakis. Ah, khakis. That's a lot of different places though, right? Exactly. Now they won't know which one I'm specifically calling out. Alright, chat. I think we'll go and call it here for today for the Zatsu. That's where it's now midnight, or not midnight, noon. Sal shish, right? Again, apologies for showing up late and oversleeping. I stayed up way too late last night trying to get through Dread Out. Today, later on, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a space for the Unbound. So again, like yesterday, we're going to do our best to finish the entire game. I went back and I redid the whole thing. So we have now pet every single cat, every single animal, and we have now completed the bucket list. So we're ready to finish the game, and we'll see how a space for the Unbound concludes today. But for now, chat. Thank you for giving me a couple of your hours. I will see you all later today. The stream. Oyasumi, everybody. Oyasumi. Alright. While I am here, let me go see if I can find another boy who is currently streaming. See if I can send you a raid their way. And who is currently live? It looks like, ooh, you know what? Axel is still streaming Rust. I can't believe he's still going. Oh my god, he started 7 hours ago? Alright, we'll send you over to Axel's way. Please have a wonderful time on Axel's channel. He's playing Rust with a whole bunch of JP talents. Senpais included, as well as a variety of indies and other corporations. Please enjoy your time there. Thank you for giving me a few of your hours. See you all later tonight. Oyasumi.